Yes, hello. So I have a question to Alex first. How is Joanna doing? What happened to her, and how long will she be missing?
No, she's doing fine. Uh, so we, she will probably be in the squad that leaves for Italy today. We just have to do some last checkups. She did a little bit training, a little bit checkups today, and not today in training. So I've not got the full feedback on that, to be honest. So that's why I have a little bit precautious about it. But I think most likely she will be in the squad for tomorrow. So that's probably also the answer of how long she will be out.
Hello, everyone. I have a question for the both of you. Obviously, you played a test match against Juventus Turin in the preseason. What did you learn about them during that game, and how will you maybe adapt it in this game against them?
I think I can stop because I don't think Clara played that game because she came was straight back from the Olympia, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think Juventus in that game showed that they are very intense in the way they press all over the pitch, and they try to provoke a lot of 1v1 situations and isolate our players in 1v1 situations a lot. So it was interesting because it's a little bit different than a lot of other types of defending that you have to play against. So, but then again, we also saw that in that game that when we do what we are good at, we also create the spaces that we want. But it is like that every time against all of the opponents and different opponents that we play against. It's like when we do our things and we do that well and very well, then we are can compete against everybody. But I'm saying this very often. It's like nothing is programmed to be like this or that. It's not machines. We are people and we're human beings, and sometimes we make mistakes. Like on Saturday, I heard you talked about that, and it's like, yeah, the game against Wolfsburg is like a normal game against Wolfsburg, and it's like we have a different approach to how we play football than them, and they did some new things, and I have a lot of I'm a little bit respect of my players that when we play against Wolfsburg and they go in a low block at home in the big stadium, that shows something that we have come a little bit further, and then we make a couple of mistakes, and then the game is going in that direction. And all credit to them, they were efficient and they are extremely good in the duels and intensity. So it was a good game for us to play before we go into the game on Wednesday.
Hi, Alex. I have a question to you. In the last few games, I noticed that Julia Quinn was a little bit isolated in the first half. She hardly received any balls. So if you see Leipzig, the game at Leipzig, if you see the game against Cologne or Wolfsburg, the game was very left-sided. Against Wolfsburg, then you switched the positioning and you played Julia Quinn on the left side in the first half. But then Tuva Hansen made the attacks on the right wing. So why are you currently struggling with the balance of the wing play regarding the fullbacks?
It depends a little bit on a couple of things. I think the main thing is, without going into too much of the tactical or geeky stuff, it's when we, for example, now last game, it is a little bit of a difference when you play when your left center back is right-footed compared to when you have a left-footed player when we play out. So maybe Tuva is more comfortable playing with the left foot than Linda is when she played against Arsenal, because and then we get out to Caro, and Caro is a left-footed fullback, and then we have a different structure in that. So I think that, to be honest, I think that Julie is doing really well. Early in the season, I think she was really good on the left, and even though the right side will always be her preferred choice, but when we have these injury situations, we have to be creative sometimes, and when we have Magda out and Francie Cat, which just also can play a fullback position. It has been out. We needed to switch things around a little bit, and we had the sendings off, and then we need to try to make what's best for the team, and that maybe sometimes we need to put players a little bit in other positions, which they can handle. And I think that the thing when Julie plays on the left, we get her more to play on the inside, and that's what we did. We see that also in some of these games, that she can come in and play an extra 6 when we build up our game. So that's been a little bit of what we get from her on that side. And of course, you don't get these runs maybe that you get from her on the right side. And but I think Tuva did well on that in most of the games when she has played on the right. So it is you get something and you have to give something. It is a bit of a trade-off when you have to shuffle the cards. And I think over my 2.5 years, we have been in situations where we have to shuffle the cards quite a bit because of injury situation and the stuff. So, but we have managed well, and of course, like the Clara who sits beside me, it's also different if this Caro who plays as a left back, if it's been Kati Naschenweng, or if it's Julie, and all of these things is very important to find a connection. So it's not easy to do that when we have to make those changes. But again, we have so many games, and we had to rotate. We needed to take care of Caro also a bit because she was out for a full season last year, so she cannot play 3 games a week still. So there's a lot of considerations that we have to take that maybe is the reason why things is the way it is on the pitch sometimes.